first carry for Amir Abdullah. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Here's Stafford now on second down. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Stafford finding his big tight end Ebron for a Lion first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opened things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
And his throw is incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And that'll make it third down.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, ball's out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. He's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. First drive of the ball game, always so important, especially with these shortened quarters, but unable to take advantage.
And that certainly feels like they came out of the locker room in 4-down territory. All right, no matter what, they were going to go for it. Most of the time during a game, the head coach lets the offensive coordinator know, I'm giving you 4 downs in this situation. I think they planned it during the week this time.
And he's brought down. And they've got it here with a first down. Henry. And now running right through him. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And Zerline's kick is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So after slogging through a scoreless first quarter, we have action on the scoreboard. A field goal makes it 3-0.
Well, with these two offenses, we weren't going to stay 0-0 forever, were we? I'm not sure that this opens the floodgates, but I doubt that's the last scoring we're going to see.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 23 yards on the play. Now Stafford. And his throw here is incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And that'll bring up second down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Third and long, it's Stafford. And an alley to run. And now a fumble. The ball's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. One final try now for Manning. Now he's going to send this one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Still going. They can't stop him. Sorry, Larry. Your hard work appreciated by so many men and women, but not today as we get back to the action in the second half. This is taken at his 4. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. He got 29 yards that time.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing. So
the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done. I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points. Go.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Derrick Henry, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Bears will add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now,
back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. To throw on second down is Stafford. And some space here. Got some room. Now the ball comes loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Manning going to throw here. And it's caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tony Gonzalez, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Bears capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
On the return now, here's Keyshawn Martin. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Stafford gives to Abdullah on the draw. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Throwing on third and long. Stafford. And that is incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
A great return there of 22 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. A give to Henry. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. It happened in the NFL. The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November. At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Henry. And that does it for this one. Pat yourself on the back. You just completed and dominated the Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge.
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this, and born like this. Immaculate conception, not transformed like this.